So everything that before we even get into the teaching, so many things about what we all talked about today just flow with what I learned. But surely you said you don't because you were told you can't. What else in life do we don't because we were told we can't or we believe we can't? That really hit my heart when you said that. So many things, so many things. I don't want to talk about everybody's everything, but that really hit my heart. The title of this is just Preconceived. That's the title of this. I recently took a trip to a different state. I had not been to this place since I was a small girl, but I'd heard many stories about it. Many stories that made it sound like it was really strict and it was locked down and that the people were filled with great dread. I expected bad attitudes and fearful perspectives to be just a given. I also expected everything to cost so much that it would totally be ridiculous on my pocketbook. I had a preconceived idea that the people would have such drastic different views in life than myself that I wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation while visiting. Ironically, I had a very positive attitude and was excited for this trip, even though I had these ideas in mind. As I drove, I remember a thought came to my heart. Don't have any preconceived ideas about where you're going. Let this place speak for itself. Now, for me, those still small voice thoughts stand out. So I put this thought into action. I chose to have an open heart and zero preconceived ideas. Now, it didn't happen automatically. I had to make a deliberate decision to clear my head, like literally stop any and all thoughts of what I thought this place should be. When they would pop up, I'd just say, nope, I'm gonna let this place speak for itself. I was pleasantly surprised because there was nothing blocking my view of what was really in front of me. I was able to see so much beauty on my trip. Every person I met was pleasant. Every conversation I had was lighthearted and fear-free. Even our hotel and meals were affordable. I was gifted the gift of positive perspective because I let the beauty speak for itself. Instead of letting a negative or doubtful perspective go before me on my journey, I discovered that there was a purpose to this trip far beyond a mini vacation. Its purpose was to teach me a great divine truth. So many times in life, I have decided for God who He is, how He should handle my situation, where and when He should arrive, and to what extent He should provide. My preconceived ideas of God's role in my life have truly stopped me from seeing what He's actually willing and able to do. I want to define two words: preconceived and expectation. The word preconceived means an idea formed before having the evidence of its truth. Expectation is defined as a strong belief that something will happen. Romans 8:39 states, there is no power above or beneath us, no power that could ever be found in the universe that can distance us from God's passionate love, which is lavished upon us through our Lord Jesus Christ, the Anointed One. Nothing can separate me from His love. That is what He's doing right in front of my eyes. He is showing me who He is and how He loves. I will admit that there are many times I step in front of this reality and change the view by allowing doubt to speak louder than truth. Here's some ways I've done it. God only works if He will only supply my need if He can't because I didn't. Well, if I'll do this, then He will. The common denominator in my preconceived thoughts is I think God is limited to my finite view and perspective. This is true in only one way. My finite perspective gets in the way of His overflowing greatness, goodness, and abundance. It's like taking a water hose and bending it in half. He is always willing to flow in me, through me, around me, for me, about me. I alone get in the way and stop the flow. In his book, you've already got it, Andrew Womack states this. Now, I love this book, and I could read the entire book to you, but we don't have time for that. He said, you don't have to read the Bible to make God love you. He won't love you any more than He already does. If you read the Word, and neither will He love you any less. However, you'll love God more if you read the Bible, and you'll love Him less if you don't. His love doesn't change, yours does. God has put things in His Word that draw out this love, and everything else has already placed in your life. And then he states, don't confuse trying to make God do something with your faith, because what he's already done to manifest. You can't force God to do anything, but by faith, you can make what he has already provided to manifest. There's a difference. Faith is simply your positive response to what God has already done. You don't get the glory. You can't say that you made something happen. It was God's power, not yours. He wasn't reacting to you or anything you've done. You simply responded to his grace. That's what I'm learning about preconceived concepts. I just want to respond to what he's already done. I think that at times I felt like if I will do this with the word and I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do that and I'll do that, then God will be able to show up because I built my faith. No, faith is saying, God, you've already done it and I'm going to grab it. Somewhere in my thinking, I decided God needed me to do my part in order for him to do his. This was a preconceived idea on how God moves. The problem with this thought is that God has already moved. He doesn't need me for anything. He's already done it, all because he is love. And he chose to make it all available to me via and through his love. I, on the other hand, simply get to grab it. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says that eye hath not seen, nor ear hath heard, nor hath entered into the heart of man the things that God has in store for him, them that love him. God's greatness and his lavishness is so far beyond my preconceived ideas or even my expectations. All I need to do is operate faith by taking what has already been given. In reality, there is no need for me to have any fear about anything. I loved Sandy's illustration. She heard a roar with 4 bills that came to her. And instead of freezing in the roar of 4 bills, she said, nope, I'm not doing that. You got this, right? Okay. And he did. God had it. God's greatness and his lavishness is far beyond my preconceived ideas. It even goes beyond my greatest expectations. There is no reason for fear because he has already given, performed, provided, made it tangible, put it in my reach, given me access to all his abundance in body, soul, and spirit. God is a giver. That is the expectation I'm supposed to have. My dad is a giver. Don't let the wearing down of the world, because it will wear us down. And it will change it will change our expectations to preconceived ideas. It will say, oh, you can't do that. And then I believe, I can't do that. I can't do that. Don't allow the wearing down from the world to steal from you what the word says is available. Let God speak for himself. I picked out some verses. There's 7 of them that I want to read. And let God speak for himself. Let the beauty of what's available speak for itself. I don't have to go before it and tell it what it's supposed to be. I'm just going to let God do what he does. There are several of them I have here, but I'm only going to read a few of them. This is how God is a giver. This is my expectation. And if I want to have any idea of what's to come, this should be my expectation. James 1:5. But if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God who gives to all generously and without reproach, and it will be given. Matthew 7:11. If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give what is good to those who ask? James 1:17. Every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. Psalms 20:4. May he grant you your heart's desires and fulfill all your counsel. Psalms 21:2. You have given him his heart's desire, and you have not withheld the request of his lips. Acts 17:25. Nor is he served by human hands as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all people life and breath and all things. Romans 8:32. He did not spare his own son, but delivered him over for us all. How will he not also with him freely give us all things? And the last one, Acts 8:20. But Peter said to him, maybe your silver perish with you because you thought you could obtain the gift of God with money. And one more. Psalms 106:15. So he gave them their request. That is our dad. Don't go into your next mini vacation, your next trip, or your next few hours with preconceived ideas. Let God just show himself to you. We talk about practicing the presence of God. In all your ways, acknowledge him, not the other guy. In all your ways, acknowledge him. All right, Dad, show me. Show me. You show me, Dad. I'm not going to go ahead in this day and tell you how you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to think and how you're supposed to take care of me today. I want you to show me who you are. You show me your goodness. You show me your greatness. You show me what's available. I'm going to go in with expectation, but I'm not going to go in with preconceived idea. So that's something that's been brewing in my heart this week. Love you.